Muffin is going to do Sara Bash. He is going to use bashes.
A minute away from his PB with everything going. Wow! Oh my god! Is that faster?
Is that faster? Big jerk sometimes. He doesn't want to play nice. Oh my good lord!
What a save!
Oh! He makes it. Wow.
Oh my god!
Hello everyone and welcome to the 2019 Ori and the Blind Forest All-Skills Tournament. Today we have our first round of 16 match, where Terra will be facing off against Covert Muffin. My name is Athos and with me is Lurking Assassin. Lurking, I'm extremely excited about this match.
Yeah, we're definitely excited. How can you not be excited when we have Terra, the 7th seed, fighting against Covert Muffin, the 10th seed? Both extremely close in skill and tournament performances and have a good bit of rivalry coming up in this matchup.
Yeah, I'll go as far as to say this might be one of the hypest matches of the round of 16. I mean, Terra is a really strong player. He has a sub 30 time in all skills, but Muffin has not yet reached that point. Over the last week, he lost 2 paces, which almost got him a 29-20 something, which means that he's really quickly gaining up on Terra. We have 2 players who are not only extremely close to each other, but also extremely skilled at this game.
Yeah, so right now, even though Muffin's PB is a little bit behind Terra's, they're both doing extremely well, when it comes to actual skill. So as we could see here in the standings, the winner of this matchup will advance to the semifinals and play against the winner between Wilson and Cheese Lover, who are also both extremely great players, with Wilson being the current champion from last year, who's defending his title.
Yeah, if whoever advances in this match will have quite a journey in the next match. If Wilson was to win, you're playing against the person who wants to keep his title, and if Cheese manages to beat Wilson, then he'll be very much a worthy opponent as well.
Yeah, for sure. So as we can see here in the stats, we already talked about the PBs and all that, so I guess we should talk about they both are doing very similar routes in terms of they're both doing Terra Break instead of Crazy Juggle, as we saw some other runners do. But the difference is Covert will be doing an early 5 health, which he will get the one in Grotto, which I'm pretty sure he is the only runner in the tournament who grabs that health cell. It's just some personal comfort for him, where he will do some crazy stuff in the early game and just give him extra safety, towards the middle to late game, which Terra will not have.
Yeah, in fact, Muffin is actually very well known in the Ori community for going for very unique and interesting strats that he invents himself. He's very comfortable with them, and not all of them are necessarily faster, but there are things he's very comfortable with and things that he believes are more safe and things that he is willing to use in a tournament. And this health cell is one of these things that he came up with and decided that he wants to go for.
Yeah. And then I guess we could look at the miscellaneous. We could see that Terra is actually better at Smash than Muffin. And he is also a true weeaboo hero. That's just memes. Yeah.
I've never seen them play each other in Smash. I think they should have a match after this.
I actually have.
Right after, on Speed Gaming too.
At GDQ, Terra actually beat Muffin. It was pretty fun.
Oh, okay. Well, rip.
So the matchup should be starting very soon. So until then, I guess I'll ask you, Athos, what point of what do you expect out of this race? Do you think it's going to go to 3 matches? Do you think one of them is going to sweep?
Oh yeah, I think it's going to go all the way to 3. I mean, these players are so tightly matched. Of course, this is Ori we're talking about, Lurking. This is a very punishing game sometimes, so you could never know. Maybe Nervous will get into one of the runners' heads and they will have a difficult time. But this match can very well go to all 3 games.
And I'm glad to see that even though there is a stressful match coming up, Muffin is being Muffin and playing some Forlorn cutscenes for us.
Yeah, I mean, as a member of Team Forlorn, how could you not play some Forlorn cutscenes?
So, at first in the match, nothing much is going to change. The same old jumping down, getting to sign, fighting a rhino, nothing too special. But we do have something else that is special. So Muffin, as we saw, he's a good poet. Do you want to introduce us to some of his poetry that he wrote?
Oh yeah, Muffin's poetry. It's a very interesting type of poetry. Muffin writes haikus, turns out. And so Muffin wasn't 100% confident he could beat Terra, so his plan was to intimidate him using haikus. So I'll read one of them for you. The round of 16.
Double the viewers from Terra.
Double 32s.
That is beautiful. Let's just have a small round of applause for him.
Great job, Muffin.
Alright, so fun aside, they both actually reached Sign, and that was good for our plan. We just wanted to have some haikus until they get to that point. So for now, we're gonna see the first point where there could start being a small difference between the runners and how they decide to kill these Frankies. As we will see here, there's multiple methods and ways to do that.
Yeah, the idea is that you want to pace your shots so that you kill them as fast as possible. Optimally, you don't want to stop and just run through and kill all of them. Looks like Terra was maybe slightly faster, but it's not really.
Terra was actually like he got a non-stop fight, or Muffin had to apparently I think pause for a little bit, which is why Terra caught it very slightly. It's like a second or something, but it's something.
Yeah, I actually want to talk to you about wall jump really briefly. It's a very interesting split, of course, being the first major split of the game. I think it doesn't really matter much about how fast you do it. It's usually the difference is 1 or 2 seconds if you don't die. However, I think it can really set the pace for the rest of the race. If you do well on wall jump, you kind of get this boost of confidence about how you're feeling.
Yeah, like especially it's a very scary split. Even though it looks simple, everyone's always like, if you ask many runners, they're always like very worried about glades, even though it looks simple. The problem is we have very little energy and we don't get many saves, so a death here could be like slightly brutal. As we see here, actually, Muffin got up a little bit of ground over Terra because of just some small platforming and like damage boosting errors that Muffin did better than Terra at.
Yeah, Terra just got back boosted by the slime. He approached the slime at the wrong angle slightly and then he got hit back, which is a bit dangerous because you can actually die to the slime when that happens.
Yeah, but thankfully Terra noticed that he was not getting the front boost and just took it slow to kill the slime. And now, oh god, Terra.
Oh no,
god.
Terra, please.
I believe he's at 1 health, but he did get a health here.
Alright, it's all good. This is a really nice benefit of going 4 HPs. You don't really have to worry about this part. Normally when you do Ghost Door and go for 3 HP, you have only 1 health, and dying here is really, really painful.
Yeah, and as we saw, like as I mentioned earlier, you don't get many saves, and if Terra had died there, he would have went back way far, so... Here we are, Muffin is approaching wall jump tree, and he did a very small nice skip called Flower Skip, which Terra didn't do. As you saw, he bounced and took the level up on the way down. That actually will save a very slight amount of time for Muffin on top of his already existing lead.
Yeah, Terra was at 1 HP, so he couldn't do Flower Skip. Flower Skip requires you to have at least 2 health because you're taking damage to the spikes.
Yeah, so basically Terra was just forced to take the level up in a slightly slower manner, but again, as we mentioned, it's not gonna make a big difference in the long run as long as they could both keep up momentum and Terra not starting to like get decimated with these small mistakes that he's had so far.
Yeah, wall jump to me in a tournament is very much a can you maintain your mindset, can you stay confident, or do you start falling apart because of it? Because in the later stages of the run, when it comes to splits that really matter, it's important to feel confident and not start doubting yourself.
Yeah, and also just as a quick note, Muffin is a little bit better and more confident in the late game, so if he keeps the slight but ever-extending lead in the early game, he will be in a very good position to actually just kind of snowball through this race.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
Again, we shouldn't count Terra out.
Right before this race, Muffin was practicing a lot of the late game movement that he does, and he told us many times that late game is his favorite part and the part he feels most confident in. So I'm really excited to see how Muffin executes in the late game.
Yeah, because we all know, like, even if you are most confident about the late game in this game is very like fast-paced and dangerous, so anything could happen. But for now, instead of talking about fast-paced and such, we should talk about Blackroot Burrows and what's going to happen.
Yeah, so Blackroot Barrows is a place a lot of us runners don't really like particularly. It's very scary. There are a lot of spikes. It's also dark and hard to see. So these runners are going to skip a quick cutscene and then enter Blackroot Barrows. Blackroot Barrows also has a lot of cycles that you have to make, so it's a little bit of a nasty place, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure. So right now, Muffin and Terra, just a few steps behind them, are trying to basically go as fast as they can through this area. And as you see, they're both so far doing very good job in platforming through and not like losing any time, so they could actually catch the desired cycles.
Yeah, it also looks like none of the runners are going for the genocide route, which is slightly faster. Ooh, and Terra gets the 1 frame orb. Wow.
Alright, so basically just to say, like, if Terra grabbed that orb, the frame that he landed on the ground, and that skipped that mini cutscene that you get when you actually hit that ground, so he saved a little bit of time, and as you can see, he's getting very much closer to Muffin, and he is now in the lead.
Well, yeah. Nice frame perfect trick there by Terra. This is a 60 frame game, and getting that pickup is really, really nice.
He is taking these lasers a little bit safer than Muffin, but at the end, they should have caught the same cycle, but Muffin here is reloading. That resets the cycles to a certain spot. As you could see, he caught off the ground that Terra was ahead because of that reload.
Alright, Lurking, did we just prove that reload doesn't save time?
I mean, it does, because Terra actually had a little bit slower movement through the lasers, so we could prove that the reload does save time there.
Alright.
So right now, they're basically almost tied.
Yeah, this is a thing.
Oh no, god, Muffin!
He was maybe the nerves getting to him there.
He fell down trying to jump to the platform and lost his cycle, and he had to wait another one. This will give a good lead for Terra, a matter of a few seconds.
Yeah, it's just a few seconds though. Anything can happen over the course of this run.
Yeah.
So now Terra looks like he's going to put down the orb, and he has to quickly jump across this platform. Oh, laser! Alright, he makes it. Well done.
He took a slightly slower way to just adjust his positioning. It was a little scary because that laser is not going to wait long for you, and it will kill you if you're just slightly too slow in your movement up.
Oh yeah, it's definitely scary to do in a race.
Yeah, for sure. So here again, as we always talked about it, Terra will just skip another cutscene, and he's taken the safer but very slightly slower strat of skipping this cutscene. Muffin is doing the same. It's basically the same decision to do in a race.
Yeah, we saw one runner suffer quite a bit because he decided to do the blind movement, and looks like Muffin and Terra don't really want to suffer the same fate.
Yeah, so now Terra and Muffin have their dash and they're going over to Frankie Walk. They both have magnets. They have a relatively safe Frankie Walk, but there is no such thing as a really safe Frankie Walk, as we all know that.
Yeah, Frankie Walk is a brutal trick to miss. It costs a very, very long time because you have to walk the Frankie all the way again. I actually want to talk about a slight divergence that Muffin will be doing. As you can see, he's walking behind the save anywhere trick, and he does this because he likes to save right after doing Frankie Walk. Because after Frankie Walk is this dangerous area we call Death Gauntlet.
Yeah, so basically Muffin just wants to take the safety because dying in the Death Gauntlet could lose you maybe a minute or a little bit close to a minute, maybe a little less. But Muffin just doesn't want to do that risk, so he will grab that save anywhere, do the entire Frankie Walk behind it, and then save basically after he opens the door just for safety. It's that pretty amazing Muffin-only strat. I think he's the only one who does it. Yeah,
I haven't seen anyone do it. In fact, he also does this trick called hyperspeed, where he dashes and then saves, and this allows him to kind of fly right through the gauntlet. If you look at the top right corner right now, whoosh! He's through. Beautiful, Muffin. And it looks like Terra missed Death Glide. He went for it, but then didn't get it, so he had to kill the Brambles. Now we're synced again.
Yeah, now actually Muffin is in very slightly because of Terra's failed attempt in that trick, and again, it doesn't matter if it's coming up. We're both runners at the same time. They're going to be going for the early grotto cycle. This could be the deciding thing, which puts someone in the lead again.
Yeah,
on the right side, you see Muffin doing his 3 dashes, climbing up the wall, and he gets through.
Terra, well done, Muffin.
Terra does bonk on the crystal. Muffin will save 8 seconds over Terra because of this trick.
Muffin told us that he was very uncomfortable with this trick lately, and he might even miss it on purpose to avoid dying to this thing called to the Crusher. You can sometimes die to one frame, but Muffin gets it regardless. Very well done by Muffin.
Yeah. So now, as we can see, he's almost at the double jump tree, but...
Oh no!
Alright, but here's one thing, that the fact that Muffin did do the hyperspeed save in the Death Gauntlet, he won't have the ability point to, skip skip that tree animation, so Terra will be able to save a few seconds over him because of that now. Assuming he can blind movement correctly.
Yeah, he has to do blind movement now. While Muffin is doing it, while he can see Terra does it blind, this saves about 4 to 5 seconds, depending on how well the blind movement is executing. If you look at the top left, you can see that Terra... Oh! He fell into some spikes. That's alright, though. He'll continue
He
climbing.
still covered enough space to make the skip worth it.
Yeah, he definitely has. Now we're moving on to this next part, which is Enter Ginzo, and Enter Ginzo is one of the most technical splits in this entire game, and it starts out with this beautiful jump that Cobra Muffin just absolutely
Muffin made
nailed.
it look easy, and it's just a jump over this very small ledge on the wall. Terra does get a little bonk and gets a very fast second try on that skip.
Yeah, that was a very good recovery after first try. Ooh, and the baguette jump.
You gotta...
Oh, no, wait,
was that
too
far away save.
Oh, that's...
And the sitting Terra there went for like just a cool strat, what we call the baguette jump, and it's just maybe different than what he's used to, that he accidentally plays the save a little too far away to rekindle skip, and he has some boulders falling in his head.
Alright, so let's see how Terra fares against the boulders. I don't know how much health he has. It looks like he might be
I believe he
on 2
has
HP.
4, so he should have 2 more. He is
Oh,
probably safely through. Oh god, okay.
Terra. Meanwhile, on the right side, Muffin is picking up the extra health cell, and he looks like he has a little bit of trouble climbing up
there's
it. It's a tricky
slightly
jump.
tricky jump to get up to it, because the intended way is to go down and around, and it's a very slow ride, but there's kind of like grotto skip, there's a point in the wall where you could wall jump off of it, and it's not easy, but Muffin did manage to get it relatively quickly.
Yeah, both runners may be showing slight nerves, but regardless, they're still playing very well, and they're still on a really good pace right now.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they'd have minor mistakes, nothing major. They're both in, yeah, as you said, really good pace. Alright, so right now here, there's just like a bunch of platforming, and climbing these walls is very difficult, and Muffin is doing a very good job in it, and now he's just gonna take this intentional level up. Terra does retrace his footsteps, and he will also get that level up.
Yeah, and the grotto walls, we like to joke about them being really slippery, and that's because of the way the walls are kind of built into the game. They work like they look, and since the walls aren't straight, there's little ledges that can kind of make it difficult to climb. So the runners have to do their best to kind of not fall into the pitfalls of these walls.
Yeah, and they're both opting to not go for like a slightly risky but faster cycle that saves a couple seconds here trying to get the teleporter. They both take the slower but safer route, and they're almost to the Ginzo tree after Muffin just has to skip one more cutscene, hopefully.
So Muffin actually took 1 damage from the spinners, and there's this strat Muffin does in Ginzo where he has to take 4, I think, points of damage. And yeah, he's circling his health right now. He can't do that strat now because he took 2 damage from the spinners. So we'll see if he goes for the backup.
Either way, so Muffin, before the race told us, he is looking to get a sub 1230. Oh god, he does take a death and enter Ginzo. But Muffin's enter Ginzo time is within the range which he considers acceptable, but had some mistakes. So he's probably not too mad about his time, except for that death. It was not the roughest, but it did pitch Terra some ground over him.
Yeah, sometimes I think he jumped a little bit too early, or Sign missed some shots, but he couldn't break the bramble before bumping into it, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But it was really nice recognition for him to understand what's happening and reload the game. If you don't reload the game and die inside of Ginzo after skipping the cutscene, it actually glitches out and it does really weird things. Great job by Muffin.
The camera will be panned out in a very weird way where you won't be able to see Ori anymore, but speaking of that, Muffin here takes an intentional death to set up the cycles in this room a little bit better. And as you can see here, he's going to have to wait for the shot way shorter than what Terra is having to wait for. And it will save him some time. Terra is not going for this because the fact that he has 4 health, and makes it a little bit more difficult to set up your health correctly in order to get that like fast death over there.
Yeah, Muffin actually also went for 2 dashes to die there, so I suppose he's just really comfortable with it and decides to go for it anyway.
So right now we just see the runner is gunning down this mini-boss. Ideally, they would get 4 cycles on it, but that would mean they have to have perfect shooting. A 5 cycle is basically what they would expect, and I think this is what Muffin's just got.
Yeah, that looked like a 5 cycle. And meanwhile, Terra is finishing off his mini-boss, and there you go, got him too.
Yeah. So now we're they're just gonna have to collect a few more keystones in order to open that coming up door, and then they're gonna make it to the bash tree, which is where the run really starts to change.
Yeah, Bash is one of the most iconic skills of this game, and not only that, but it also gives a lot of speed and a lot of movement capabilities. And, as you know, Lurking, when you have more speed and the ability to do more things, there's also more chance to make mistakes. Oh, Terra! Okay, he almost missed that keystone.
Yeah, it's actually, if you go with it for a high bounce, you can actually jump over that key, and you're probably not going to be too happy because you have to go around again through the teleporters, but Terra notices that and backs up and gets to his battery without many problems.
Meanwhile, Muffin is going through this puzzle room and where he has to break different ceilings by redirecting projectiles with his bash ability.
He missed one shot accidentally. He was barely off, but overall, these cycles are kind of fast. So if you miss a shot, it's not the worst time losses. And now here we see Muffin going for the upper save for Kidu, which is slightly faster, I believe.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. It's a very minor time save, but it's something Muffin is comfortable with. And actually, he's going to do this thing. Oh, beautiful. So Muffin double jumps out of his bash when he does key dupe, which saves a few frames, but it's significantly more precise, and he absolutely nails it.
And he grabs that health again just to set up his health correctly, because he's going to do this thing here where he actually grabs that key and damage boosts it, and then wall jumps back over to the lantern. It's just a small optimization that he could do because of the fact that he has 5 health, because like other differently than Terra.
Yep. And meanwhile, Terra got his hyperspeed over, which allows him to go very quickly to the second mini-boss of Ginzo. This mini-boss is very simple. We just redirect the shots straight back at him until he dies.
Yeah, there's not much to it. It's just redirect 4 shots. It's basically like a bash test to make sure that, you know, you can kill enemies with it. And then instead of completing the Ginzo escape, as we all know, you can actually teleport to Grotto and then move over to Swamp Entry. Muffin.
So Muffin goes for this thing called yeah, Muffin goes.
You might notice, but you could actually make it without taking damage, but it's slightly but precise dash glide, and he makes it through.
Muffin goes for this route called the Charge Dash route, where he collects some extra XP to get an extra level, so he can level the Charge Dash ability earlier and go a little faster in the late game. But unfortunately, you have to make this little dash glide that he had a little trouble with. Perhaps the nerves starting to get into him.
It's also a relatively difficult dash glide, so that did give Terra the advantage for now. But as you mentioned, the early Charge Dash route will pay off slightly for Muffin in Valley, and we will see it soon on why it's actually faster in the late game.
Yeah, we're going to see some very, very fancy and flashy movement from Muffin when he gets that Charge Dash a little earlier. Now, both runners are doing Swamp Entry. Terra's already finished it. Muffin is doing a slightly different method, because Muffin really dislikes double bashes, so he opts for this no double bash method, and both runners make it through first try. Well done.
Yeah, I think we should also note that Muffin does, like most people use scroll wheels to do double bash, Muffin does not do that. If you ever saw him do a double bash, it's him actually manually doing it by pressing 2 keys 1 frame apart.
Yep. Now it looks like we're about to get Stomp. Stomp is an ability that allows us to go down very fast. Very useful for speedruns, and yeah, we're gonna head over to the left side of the map now.
So there's about a 5 seconds or so delta between them right now, so this race is still extremely, extremely close.
Yeah, definitely living up to the hype so far.
Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, if I know enough about Muffin's route, he will also have to stop by to take another small XP orb for that Terra will not have to take in order to be able to get the Charge Dash early. And
yeah, there's this little pool that Terra is passing by right now. Muffin will have to dive in there and get the XP. He's about to do it right now. And there you go. Gets the XP and gets out of there. Nice job.
And that would also, and again, give Terra a slight advantage, but Muffin will hopefully start closing in on. And
oh no, Ringo!
Muffin finally kills the frog. He wants him to bash off of him in order to reach the cell up top, but since he killed the frog, he had to reload. But meanwhile, as he's doing that, Terra just nailed Kira cutscene skip, and he is almost to that spider sack area where he's soon to be at the Charge Flame Tree. He is covering a lot of ground, while Muffin had that very unfortunate mistake on his part.
Ooh, Terra doing an interesting exit strat when he double bashes the shot of the spider to get through. Oh, and what happened there? I think he got ramped or something because he couldn't skip the cutscene.
Yeah, that was. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but he did.
Oh, maybe he went.
But it's not the biggest of time losses. It's just a few seconds for not skipping that cutscene. But
was it
here Terra is
strat to dash glide through or something that. I don't know.
It might be something I'm familiar with, unfortunately.
Muffin, on the other hand, is going to skip that cutscene, but placing a save and rekindling it. And both runners will soon continue on to Feather. And this is where Muffin's early charge dash is going to start paying off.
Yeah, when they get to Valley, we'll start seeing how Muffin will have a way flashier movement at his disposal than Terra would with his route. Yeah, so for now, Terra is just going through Valley, nothing too special yet. And it's just kind of like a version for the late game. Valley is like that divider between the mid game and the late game from the way I see it. And Muffin's almost there, but after he grabs that first cell, you will start seeing way cooler movement inside.
Yeah, Valley is also an extremely scary area. We generally don't want to save in Valley because we need all the energy for charge dashes later. So it's really spooky. Almost all the spikes do 3 damage, as far as I remember, and that means with 4 HP, and even with 5 HP, they kill you in 2 hits. So the runners have to be really careful here to not take any damage. Yeah. Now look at Muffin's screen. He's gonna do this really interesting juggle on this frog that I really like looking at. 1, 2, wow!
Oh, he accidentally throws him into the spikes, but meanwhile, on the left side, Terra is going for a fast down place. He aims his shot. It looks good to me. Now he just has to move as fast as he can over to the cell on the left side, on the right side. Grabs the spider's shot, bashes through it, and gets the cell in time. Gets teleported to the cutscene because the shot actually hit the rocks on the other side.
Yeah, very well done by Terra. Meanwhile, Muffin making his way quickly with his charge dash ability, trying to catch up on Terra. But Terra is going to be about 30 or so seconds ahead of Muffin. Slightly more, actually.
Yeah, we will get a more accurate timing after they both get to feather. Oh, the spider shoots. Oh, God.
Oh, it's fine.
Muffin's spider shot slightly too early, and it could have actually caused the shot to be too high and bonk on the spikes, and then he wouldn't be able to reach the cell in time. But he is fine. He got it. And now he's just in the cutscene while Terra is almost into Sarabash.
Yeah, so Sarabash, of course, being the trick that allows us to skip all of Forlorn. He's gonna double bash the bird. Oh, more double bashes? Okay. Charge dash through, and Terra makes it. Well done.
Very perfectly done. He just double bash and just charge dash through the bird to go through that spike gate. It's a very difficult trick. He made it look easy, and now he's just gonna rip through Sara with rocket jumps and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, meanwhile, Muffin gets his attempt at Sarabash. He does it slightly differently. Oh! Okay. I think the bird is really low. Or...
He could get that. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, he did make a slight mistake in canceling his charge dash over the bird. Muffin does a slightly different strat, which is more difficult but a little bit faster if he gets it correctly on Sarabash.
Oh, looks like the birds are giving him a bit of a hard time with their positioning.
Ooh, it's way too
Oh,
low.
that's
Okay.
too close to the spikes. No, he has another bird. He has another bird. It's fine. It's fine. He got this.
There's 3 birds there. We could use all of them.
Yes, they all.
right,
Awesome
he's
recovery
in
by
there.
Muffin.
Perfect.
Wow, that was amazing improvisation.
Alright, and meanwhile, Terra on the right side, on the left side, is about to set up Terra Break. Yes, the trick is named after him. He discovered it, where he's gonna break that ceiling with a charge dash after death, and he's gonna carry all their save anywhere, all the way to the Sunstone, just skip the other cutscene.
Yeah, Terra's just floating up to get the Sunstone because he still hasn't found a way to skip it, unfortunately. We thought he might reveal it in this race, but alas, it's not.
Maybe he's leaving it for the third race.
Oh yeah, right.
Never
Yeah,
lose hope when the Sunstone skip that Terra does have hidden. It's amazing to just look at both of them, where they're in different sections, like behind the same save anywhere, which they will have open the whole time.
Yeah, actually, we haven't talked about this, but I think we keep highlighting how Crazy Juggle is really difficult, but I think the save anywhere movement, where you can barely see among all those spikes that almost always kill you, depending on the amount of health you have. It's just... Wait.
He forgot to get the cell. I thought that was part of his,
No, it is part of his...
Yeah, but he was an
Wait.
ability point short, if it looked like.
Did he level by accident?
He had 1 cell, that's what he needs, right? Okay.
He doesn't usually grab the cell in Sorrow, but why does he have 1? Huh.
I'm actually not sure what.
Oh, this is really, really bad for Muffin, because that would mean he'd have to either find another cell or watch the whole Sunstone cutscene, which is extremely long.
Yeah, I think it seems like he is more leaning towards watching the cutscene on top. Or he's gonna move down, grab the cell, and come back up. I'm very certain that's faster than actually watching the cutscene, which is about, I believe, 70-something seconds.
Yeah, it's extremely long. You definitely don't want to be watching that.
Yeah, he could just rocket jump all the way.
So this is completely improvised movement by Muffin, and he looks like he's doing it really well, which is a skill of its own. What?
Okay, he's gonna carry
stop.
it.
Yeah, okay.
As we were talking about that, Terra has... Oh god, okay, maybe I should have talked about Terra. But yeah, he has a very good Misty so far. He's almost at the climb through. This lead that he's built up because of... I'm not sure exactly where Muffin forgot his cell, but has proved to be a very, very major mistake, and basically gave Terra a huge advantage. That is, I don't want to say Muffin's out of it, but he's gonna need a miracle in order to win this first match of the series.
Yeah, Terra is a very, very strong runner, and it's pretty unlikely that he would let go of such a lead. And we're actually getting an update from the truck. Looks like Muffin accidentally clicked Q Flame, or Quick Flame, and leveled an ability
so he leveled
out
up
of the
Quick
way.
Flame.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually makes sense when he reloaded, he wasn't at the tree and he was over at the, in the middle of...
Oh, right, so you couldn't, yeah. So, Terra, meanwhile, let's look at Terra a little bit. He's in Misty now. Misty is one of the most elegant parts of the run. He's gonna show us all the quick movements, all these charge dashes that we can use now to their full advantages. We have all the skills, we just need to go fast.
Well, almost all the skills. We are lacking one, but unfortunately that one skill that we have would have gave us way faster movement through Misty, but unfortunately it's just slower to get it. this early, so Terra will just have to basically charge dash and rocket jump. Oh god.
Oh, slight mistake from Terra there. He charged dash a little bit too early.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, he got
So
it.
here
No
he's
problem.
gonna hopefully kill this mini boss before you could even see him, and he did. Perfectly done by Terra.
Meanwhile, Muffin is entering his Misty, and he's going to show us some of these really cool movement as well.
Muffin definitely has some very, very nice movement in the late game, so I would not keep my eyes off of him.
Meanwhile, Terra on the left is going to be exiting Misty and heading to the teleporter to get her final skill grenade.
Yeah, so now he's just gonna teleport back to Blackroot and basically just retrace some footsteps and then have to go a little bit deeper into Blackroot, get the last cell, and oh my god, Muffin.
Oh, Muffin!
He's at 1 health and accidentally C-dashed into the spikes, but he seems to be almost to safety. Okay, he should be fine.
Alright. Good
Both of the
recovery.
runners had a slight bonk into those spikes in that area.
Yeah, those spikes are everywhere. It's sometimes difficult to not hit them, especially when you're shaking from the nerves, I can tell first. It's really, really difficult. You just fly into spikes everywhere.
Yeah. So now Muffin is also completing the second half of Misty. Now he has the climb, but unfortunately there's no way without using out of bounds to actually leave Misty without doing this whole extended area like the normal way. So he's just gonna have to run through in Terra, opening up his last save anywhere to skip another cutscene, which is, I believe, even longer than the Sunstone one that we talked about earlier. And he's finally
Yeah.
at.
This cutscene is also brutal, and Terra is about to get grenade. This unlocks the skill. Grenades by themselves aren't too useful, but they allow us to do grenade jumps, which allow us to go really fast. I don't know how many grenade jumps Terra goes for, so we're about to see if he decides to go for one. Yeah, it looks like he's not doing this grenade jump.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when Muffin gets there, he's going to showcase all the grenade jump he knows, and
Yeah.
he knows a lot of them.
Yeah, grenade jumps are like Muffin's like signature moves. He will be doing a lot of them as soon as he gets a grenade, which he's not too far off right now. Meanwhile, Terra is just gonna have to has Ultra Magnet, so he could use a little bit more energy and just grab all the energy crystals and refund energy. And now he's just gonna teleport over to Swamp and head over to Horror.
Yeah, Terra is going straight to Horror. There's nothing stopping him now. He just needs to finish the game. Meanwhile, Muffin still has to get grenade, so he can showcase all the grenade jumps.
I mean, even if you might have had some troubles with the run, the most important part is actually just, you know, entertaining us and showing some really cool movement that you're capable of.
Yeah, speed running is good and all, but swag running is what it's all really about.
Exactly. Okay, so I really believe that Terra will go for a trick here called Double Terra Jump. It's slower, but he discovered it, and he gets one of them, but then he doesn't go for the other.
Uh-huh.
So it's another,
Yeah.
like, as we talked about swag running, this is one of them where if you actually jump on the first frame where you land on the ground, you conserve your movement speed. And you could actually do two of them back to back there, and it's just very much swag, and Terra loves to do it because, again, a Terra jump.
Yeah, it's very silly. Terra, of course, a very successful glitch hunter in this game, has the most tricks named after him.
Yeah. You know, he's trying to go for door warp. Unfortunately, it's not Terra warp, so he got it second try instead of first try.
Second
But
try
that is still a
really,
very
really
good.
Yeah, second try is still really, really good.
Yeah.
This is a trick that can really lose a lot of time. It's frame perfect once again, so you just have to click up the frame the game loads, and second try is always great.
Yeah. So now he's just gonna have to finish the final escape. He's not doing yet another glitch that he discovered, which is very risky, what we call worm skip. He's just doing the safe, slightly slower way, watching that like ending cutscene, just to take it safe and hopefully finish up the run cleanly.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Muffin is approaching Horror Fields. Once he gets there, I hope Terra can finish so that we can look at his screen and not miss all these amazing grenade jumps.
Yeah. For example, this one where he just goes
For example, this
all
one.
the way down.
Yeet.
Right.
Meanwhile,
So on the
Terra
left
is
side,
able
Terra
to
is doing that dangerous swim. He has exactly 5 health, just enough to get out of the water, and he did it safely. So now he's gonna try to not spawn Kuro. All that stands between him and victory right now is a grenade jump, which I'm not sure if he's watching the restream or not, but if he is, he might opt to skip it. Of course,
He
he's
doesn't even have to do it, but he's gonna go for it.
Perfect.
And first try. GG, Terra.
GG to Terra. This should be about a 30-30, roughly, which is a very great time by him.
Oh yeah, anything with starting with a 30 in a race is great.
Yeah.
I think he'll be happy with that performance.
So while we're talking about that, we should look over to the right side. Muffin will be going for some of his specialty grenade jumps. He goes for this one. Ooh.
Yes, Muffin! There you go, that was beautiful. Grenade jump.
Not
into
much I
something
could
for-
say about that other than what you saw. He like double jump canceled right above the lava and It's just
if you,
amazing.
if you cancel it a bit later, you slam right into that green baneling. He just completely destroys you. And he just
Yeah, it's very, very precise timing, and Muffin, as he is the grenade jump master, he gets it perfectly. And now he's gonna door warp, gets it first try, and now he just has to finish up the run. He was actually typing GG to Terra in the Ezreal chat right now.
Yeah, good sportsmanship as always from the runners. Oh, is he gonna showcase some grenade jumps? Sure he is. Muffin having some fun at this point.
Yeah. And now he's over to finish the run.
Validation grenade jumps, shall we call them?
I mean, that works, I guess. Wait, what if instead of like C-dashing to the right, you just like charge jump to the right instead of going to the left, and then just grenade jump over to the door?
Is that faster?
I don't think so.
Alright,
now we're not done with grenade jumps. At least I don't think so, as we should watch Muffin over here doing some
more grenade
escape
jumps
while Bird's chasing him, and another one here where there's an elemental shooting at him.
Wow. Muffin completely just forgets all about the mistakes he has made, clears his mind, and just completely nails all the grenade jumps. Amazing.
And as you saw there, he actually like got 6 health, and that's kind of routed into his health route because he goes so fast, he doesn't want to wait for the fish to get into good position. And that's why he grabs it. Another reason he grabbed an extra health, so he could just have 6 health and do the swim without having to like set up the fish position. Yeah. And GG to Muffin.
GG Muffin. So lurking, they were talking about 32s. Muffin was saying 32s. We have a 30-32 and a 30. So I think
a 32 and then a 32. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a 32-32, or is it? Wait, it might actually be a 32-32.
Do some narrow hops for us.
No, he might be actually a little bit slower than that.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a little bit slower, unfortunately.
Yeah,
it would have been amazing, but...
One. Is it though? Oh, yeah, it is. Several seconds slower.
Alright, so GG to Muffin finishing with a 32-34. Again, this is a best of 3, so we're not actually done. There will be another matchup right after this one. So, don't go anywhere. We will actually have it very soon. Right, so we're...
Welcome back to this exciting match. Terra faces against Covert Muffin. Game 1, Terra won. Game 2 is about to start up. Lurking, what can we expect here?
Honestly, I can't tell you. Like, after what happened in the first race, we know anything could. It was an amazing race, so hopefully we get an equally exciting race, and that's all I'm gonna predict.
Yeah, I just hope that Muffin can kind of brush away this little mistake he had. It's really not a big deal. It's something that can always happen and cost you so much time. I hope he can just forget about it and it's not something that will be bothering him in this race.
Yeah, that will be the key thing, is for neither of them to tilt over after this first race. So, but we can't predict anything. We will move on very soon, and then we will see what would happen. So, I guess you asked me about my predictions. What do you think is going to happen in this race? Who do you think is going to take it?
I think Muffin will be able to come back mentally. We've seen him do it time and time again when he makes a mistake, but he's able to kind of compose himself and keep going as fast as he does. And we saw it in the final escape. He was able to make every single grenade jump and make it look easy. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to come back and show Terra what he's got.
Definitely hope he can. So right now, the race is counting down. It's about to start very soon after this amazing transition that we always talk about. And Muffin showing a different cutscene this time.
Yeah, we see a wonderful tree, and we don't see it anymore because the race is about to start.
Yeah, and here we
And
go.
we're off.
Starting from block 1 base, hopefully for the runners, nothing from that earlier race will affect them, and kind of they could start anew and have a good race, regardless of what happened earlier.
Yeah, I think both runners had a very, very good race. It's already really decided on that one mishap, so they should be feeling confident here going into the second race and being able to deliver.
So right now they're just again moving down the sign, and earlier we had really no big lead changes until like way later in the game. So I would expect there to be a similar scenario this match where the early game kind of goes smoothly for both, hopefully.
There's definitely nothing better than an Ori match that's constantly back and forth. The lead changes all the time by seconds here, seconds there. It's very exciting, and that's what we expect between these two runners.
Yeah, anything. That is what I expect, and as we could see, they're already synced up. Like, doesn't that say anything?
Synced up at sign.
Right, so now, as usual, we're gonna see a Frankie fight, and I wouldn't be surprised if the same outcome happens after this Frankie fight that happened earlier, because this part of the game is very rhythm-based, and you do it the same all the time, unfortunately. Muffin.
Oh, yeah, Muffin showing some mistakes here. Looks like he missed a shot and didn't kill the Frankie, so it's a little bit unfortunate because you kind of have to turn back and kill him, and while you turn back, the other Frankie has a chair and he jumps on you and hits you with the chair, and it's really unfortunate.
Wait, is it like all Frankies that have chairs, or is it just
Yeah,
the one
all Frankies have chairs. It's 2019 working.
Oh, okay. So it was just back then where only one had them, and now they all grabbed them. Either way, Muffin is, had a small disadvantage in the early game, but again, Terra is barely ahead of him by like 1 or 2 hops. It's really nothing, even though it's deemed. It was fortunate mistake.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a big deal, but as I said again, wall jump this first split, it's just all about not mentally tilting yourself, not losing your confidence, and just keep plowing through the game.
Yeah. And here, again, I think something we didn't mention much last race is the XP count. We saw Muffin over there dodging a few XP from the slime because he doesn't want to overshoot his XP and level up early, or just not get the level up he wants.
Yeah. And actually, just like that, it looks like we're synced up again. Perfect sync from these two.
Yeah,
Wow.
So after I think
strange.
Terra had a slightly worse ghost door, which caused them to Muffin catch up a little bit, and now they're basically synced, as you said.
Oh. Did Muffin take the damage last run? I don't remember, but...
No, it was Terra who had a rough time dropping down.
Right. So now we have both runners making that little mistakes. Again, not a big deal, but...
There's like
showing a
actually
little
frames
nerves.
between when they grab their keystones.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned earlier, right here you see them dodging XP, or planning out their XP. We saw Terra jump over a few, and now they both attempt to go for flowers. Fortunately, Terra hits a little slime, which made him damage boost over to the flower and lost a little time.
Yeah, Terra had a perfect setup for flower skip. When you go for flower skip, you want to have slightly more XP because you're not collecting the XP from the flower, and Terra had it all set up, but unfortunately, it's a pretty precise trick, so Terra just barely hit the slime instead of dropping through.
Yeah, like if you go too far to the left, you hit the slime. Too far to the right, you'll hit the flower. It has like this very clean line you have to go through, and Terra barely missing it. But I mean, yeah, but he's not much behind, and now they're gonna grab the energy cell almost like 1 or 2 seconds apart. Yeah. So now they're just again climbing up, wall jump. Yeah. Again, as we saw earlier, the level up on the way up, way down doesn't really make much of a difference for the XP route in the long run. But it is just slightly more convenient to have it on the way up because you'll be closer to leveling up when it comes to Frankie Walk.
None of the runners really opt for the quick strats that are magnetless and genocide. They're slightly faster, about maybe 5 seconds faster throughout the run. I don't know the exact number. So the XP matter is a lot more lenient in a way. They actually have some adjustment they can do when they reach Blackroot Barrows. They can either level Magnet or level Rekindle. And if they level Magnet, or rather, if they don't have a lot of XP, they can level Magnet, and that will allow them to collect the XP easier. On the other hand, if they have too much XP, they can level Rekindle, and then they'll have to collect the XP manually. So it's a really nice control mechanism for how much XP you have in Blackroot Barrows.
Up and level up like very slightly there. I'm not sure if you could hear us or not, but there seems to be some technical difficulties from our side. We'll see if you could get it fixed and try to tell you what's happening exactly.
Yeah, it looks like there might have been some internet problems, but I think we're back.
I believe the stream is back. We'll have to get confirmation first. So I guess for now we could just keep commentating the race as if nothing happened. On the left side we have Terra trying to get his through BRB. I believe he had a small death if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, Killer Muffin's screen is frozen for us, unfortunately.
Yeah, also Muffin told us that there were some pretty dangerous weather conditions or gusts of wind or something, so he had power problems. So I don't know if that might affect him. Oh, looks like we're back. It's fine.
All right, looks like he's back and he is ahead of Terra. I think Terra, during the technical difficulties, might have had a slight death, which caused Muffin to have a lead over here.
Oh, wait, no. Terra's already has the lantern. Okay, no, we're synced somehow.
Okay, are we synced at this point?
I think we're synced, almost. Terra is
Right.
just slightly ahead of Muffin here.
Hopefully the stream is back up for everyone right now, and if so, welcome back. We apologize for these some technical difficulties that we had, the internet and such. And talking about the race, they're almost synced again, almost at the end of Black Race.
Yeah, so this is even closer than last time because Muffin had this little mistake that he made when he fell off the platform. This time he makes it beautifully, so that was not affecting him in any way. Looks like both runners are on their game.
Yeah, so right now they're both just, again, skipping the cutscene in the traditional safer ways. And as we could see here, they actually leveled up different abilities because of, we mentioned, like XP in the early game. And at the end, now they have the same abilities. They're more synced up, and almost actually completely synced up to be more precise.
Yep. And dash. The zoom skill that allows us to go fast.
Is it zoom or is it more like
Zip.
zip? Alright, I guess we'll agree on zip. Alright, so meanwhile, damage boosting through that slime, both of them are, again, so synced up, it's amazing to watch. But here we go, Muffin changing up, doing his own strats.
Yeah, so actually, something that isn't really mentioned much, but I want to talk about while we have the time. Frankie Walk seems like this auto-scroller when there's no way to actually make it faster, you just walk the Frankie. But there's this setup called Hoptimal, where you try to get the Frankie over there with the least number of hops. And I know Muffin goes for it. I think Terra does too. And it doesn't really save much time, but it could save a second. And I think if Muffin gets it, it could probably result in him catching right back up.
Yeah, it's basically just a way to, like, if the Frankie has very good jump spacing, as we could see from Terra's side, he actually skipped the jump over the index. He's slightly low, but he gets it. But yeah, Optimal is basically just saving one hop at the end, and I wasn't able to tell for sure from whoever'd save anywhere if he got it or not, but Terra did, and he is slightly in the lead.
Yeah, Muffin actually had his Frankie get stuck in the... Oh! Okay, yeah. So Muffin had his Frankie get stuck in the little brambles over there, or spikes rather. So he had to kind of go back and shoot it, which lost him a little more time.
Yeah, that unfortunately happens sometimes. Like there are. Oh, Muffin gets a really good like fall down. But either way, yeah, it happens. Muffin opens the door there if you didn't notice because it's slightly faster for when he gets the health later. But for now, fast protocycle.
Yeah, I'm having a flashback from last race about how
All
synchronous
right,
Terra gets it. Ooh,
Muffin
and
doesn't
Muffin.
get it.
I think Muffin right there, he did a little interesting turn back. This might have been intentional because he's afraid of getting one-framed. Muffin uses 2 energy to put in the door, so I don't think he actually has any energy to save there.
Yeah, I believe he doesn't save there if you're right, but either way, yeah. Muffin said if he's on good pace, he might not go for that trick because he doesn't want to risk getting crushed by the Crushers. There's a 1-frame window where that could happen. And I believe Muffin intentionally went for it and just not risk dying there.
Yeah, good call by Muffin. Sometimes you just have to go slightly slower to ensure that you don't lose a lot of time.
Yeah. So again, here we could see the slight divergence again where Muffin can't actually skip the cutscene, and Terra has a little bit of better time climbing the wall and doesn't hit the spikes during the line movement.
Yeah, back again. Enter Ginza, another very technical split. We can see some lead changes. There's not that many places where you can die. Ooh, looks like Muffin had a little trouble climbing that left wall there, but he made it anyway. Yeah, as you can see, we already mentioned it, but grotto walls are slippery, they're a little weird, they have weird terrain, and climbing them can be difficult.
Yeah. And, but so far, Terra is doing a very good job of it, and he goes for a get jump again, and this time he actually doesn't get boulders to fall on his head, and, adapted from last race, noticed what he did wrong, and improved on it.
Meanwhile, Muffin getting grotto skip first try once more looks really, really comfortable with that trick right now, and he's going to be heading to the same climbing section as Terra.
Yeah, they're currently, not too far behind each other, just Muffin has to climb a few more walls and catch up to where Terra is, right?
Yeah, Muffin missed a couple jumps there, but it was still a really, really good climb, and the race continues to be really close. Muffin is going to have to take a pit stop there, however, to grab the extra health cell.
As we mentioned earlier, this might lose him time here, but at the end it should start slowly but surely paying off for him by him being able to go for crazier strats, as we saw in the key dupe room, or for the what we call Mr. Rasmus cycle, which is the faster puzzle room cycle. So it will start kind of catching him back up because he has that 5th health.
Yeah, I also don't know if we mentioned it lurking, but in the final escape, since the water is poisonous, we need 5 health anyway, so yeah. It still pays off in the end because Muffin doesn't have to grab as many health. He still opts for the 6th health cell, but it allows him to go slightly faster.
I believe he might have taken the damage from the frog very slightly after he leveled up, so he might be at 1 health right now. I am not too sure and exactly when he got hit. But he might have 1 health, and if he does, he needs to remember because he's going to try to damage boost through the slime, and if he doesn't notice, he could take a bad death.
I believe the frog does 2 damage, correct? So he should still be at 2 HP, right?
He got hit by the slime as well. Yeah,
he got hit by the slime. There you go. Okay, great recognition from Terra then.
That's something that's easy to forget and just accidentally damage boosted that guy when he had 1 health, and his save was before even the frog, so it was a rough one, but Terra notices it, saves it. Very good job.
Oh, I think he missed the rekindle skip, unfortunately, so he's going to have to watch this cutscene while Muffin is going to quickly catch up, and he should be able to skip, and if he does, this might kind of tie us back up.
Yeah. This is not at all an easy, it's probably the finickiest rekindle skip because of the area, how it kind of lags a little bit, and then as soon as you walk into the cutscene range, it actually just vacuums you into the cutscene away from your saves. Right now, Muffin caught up a good amount of time, and he's not far behind Terra anymore.
Oh, and here we see the Muffin strat of going left to the spikes and damage boosting another finicky jump. Ooh, makes it. Well done. Muffin does this in his PB bases as well. It's really, really cool.
So that is the strat that he wasn't able to do earlier because of the damage he took, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. This time, however, he didn't take any damage and he was able to show that off.
And yeah, very well done. It's not an easy movement to do there.
Oh, little Bramble there. Again, Sign betrayed him twice in Ginza. First time it was in the previous race, it was the Bramble on the bottom, and now it was the Bramble on the bottom route, so looks like Sign is not very much his friend today.
Sign is never anyone's friend. He's really good at missing shots or just, ruining your day, but again, it wasn't the biggest of deals. Muffin lost a little bit of time because of it. He might have actually been able to catch up to Terra, possibly, but even if he didn't, he's very slightly behind.
Yeah, it looks like there's about a 4 seconds difference between the runners right now, which is still extremely close. And this mini-boss can actually cause a lead change if someone is able to force cycle.
And it's not only an issue for Cyclops, the mini-boss spawns at a random location, even though there is a one-frame tell on where he will be. If like this mini-boss could have the troll bottom right spawn, and that's just naturally slower than the other spawns because you have to run over to him. But it didn't seem like either of them had a very good or very bad mini-boss, and they're still kind of at the same delta from before the mini-boss.
Yeah, fighting the mini-boss is not only mashing shots or timing them, it's looking at where the mini-boss is about to spawn. And again, it's like only a few frames. I don't know if it's one or slightly more.
It's one.
But you have to really, really look at all these corners and try to see where he's about to spawn to predict it.
Yeah. So now they both died, almost like a few seconds separating them, maybe one or two, and they're both in the bash tree now.
Yeah, wow. Tied bash tree, here we go. Ron is about to speed up, we are all tied. Let's go, let's see what's about to happen.
Remember, Muffin does have the 5 health. You will be able to go for a couple more faster, slightly faster strats than Terra.
Yeah, that is true. One of these strats is his key dupe that Muffin is so comfortable with. He adds his little damage boosts, these really pretty little things that don't save much time, but overall they accumulate. And Muffin takes a little damage here.
Yeah, that's fine, because he's gonna heal up and that's gonna take him back to 5 health, so he should be fine. Wait, maybe?
3 HP. Okay. 3 health is fine. I don't know if he's comfortable with doing it in 3, but...
Yeah, I don't believe he will be able to go for his, like, special strat that we talked about, but he should still be okay.
He actually managed to climb this wall without taking any damage, so I think it should be able... He should still be able to do it.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay.
That's actually a very, very nice trick by Muffin. It's not nearly as easy as he made it look.
Either way, very perfectly done. They're both mini-boss. Again, they were synced at this mini-boss last time, I think. If my memory serves me right, and they're synced up here again.
Yeah.
It's insanely close.
Once again, teleporting to Grotto together.
Hey, it's like they're going together, you know, they're friends going like a vacation in Grotto.
Taking a field trip to Grotto.
Yeah. I mean, where else do you go when you're bored and you want to go out with your friends? You always go to Moon Grotto, right?
Clearly.
Yeah.
So I'd like to mention that Muffin is going to do the pit stop again at the spikes. Let's see if it bothers him that he missed it. Oh, he was going to save? Oh!
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't even need that save. Who needs that save anyway? Just go for it.
That's intentional, just a bunch of swag, right?
Yeah. I'm going to fool the commentators to thinking I'm going to save, but nobody needs those saves anyway.
So now they're both opting to watch that cutscene. I don't think we mentioned last time, but it's possible to skip that cutscene and just not have lasers, but it requires some very finicky blind movement if you do that, and they both opt not to do it, and Terra's starting over in the swamp entry.
Oh. A little dash into the spikes by swamp entry, but looks fine. He still has the health. And now he's going to double bash the shot twice. 1, 2. Oh, missed the second double bash, but the roof is still broken and Terra is through. Now it's Muffin's turn. He's going to do a slightly different method.
I think that was a sync of talking. Alright.
And makes it as well. First try for both runners. Very well done.
So now they're almost over to the Stomp Tree as earlier, and I think Terra managed to catch up sometime here, but again, it's also because of the fact that Muffin grabbed extra XP for his route, which will, again, be balanced out later on in Valley.
Yeah, the early charge dash route, of course, being something Muffin really likes, and when we timed it, it does actually save some time, so why not go for it, right?
Yeah, it's very slight time save, but it is time save, and, you know, it's a speedrun, any time save adds up.
Exactly.
So not much here in this part, exactly. We're gonna have to see Muffin. He had some trouble in that part, in the outside part of Swamp earlier, by trying to get that cell up top after that, the one that Terra's currently getting. Let's see if he could improve on it this time. But first he does have to take the stuff in the water to grab the extra XP that he...
Yeah, and both runners actually made Kura cutscene skip last time, so they both look really comfortable with that trick. Let's see if they can do it again. On the right side of the screen, Muffin is attempting his Ringo that he failed last time, and Terra's gets cutscene skip. Ah, both got it. Well done.
They're both doing their respective tricks very cleanly. Meanwhile, Muffin's now onto Kura cutscene skip, and let's see if he can keep his clean 1 out of 1 record.
Sets up his position, bashes the shot, and beautiful.
Meanwhile, Terra, he gets the cutscene skip here this time. I was trying to see if he does any flashier movement, but he went for like a traditional simple setup to like make sure he gets the cutscene.
Yeah, almost all the setups we have here are really, really dangerous. One of them involves double bashing right into spikes. The other one involves doing 3 or 4 double bashes and then doing a very, very precise stomp. Yeah, not something I would probably go for in a race, and these runners seem to agree with me.
Yeah, this is definitely like the safest, most sane way to do it. But yeah, so now they both have NSA up, and it's for the same reason. Muffin just kind of opens it up a little bit earlier for just personal reasons and saving some energy.
Yeah, I'm really having flashbacks to last run every second of here. I think we have the same kind of Terra being slightly ahead in Valley because of the C-dash route that Muffin goes for, and then Muffin going quickly behind him, entering Valley.
It's almost like the exact sync up. Like, I think when Terra was stomping that peg, Muffin was skipping the cutscene. Like, I feel like it's... Like, if you put these two races together, they're in the same positions.
Yeah, looks like Muffin is going to have a shot at redemption at not leveling an ability at the wrong time.
Yeah,
so we'll see how that plays out.
But from here to there, there's still a lot of stuff to go on, basically. Like, you still have to do a fast stompless, and let's see, Terra will approach it very soon. While Muffin does his flashy charge dash, rocket jump, whatever movement through Valley.
Oh, yeah, let's look at that juggle. He's going to attempt it again on the right side of the screen. Charge dash, 1 charge dash, 2 charge... Oh, kills the frog again. Oh no.
Yeah, this is definitely
very
not
difficult.
easy.
Looks like he decides to opt for a save in here. As we mentioned, we don't really want to save in Valley. Oh wow, that was a nice backup. Muffin waits for this little energy crystal and breaks it so that he can get the energy back for saving. That's a cool little trick I haven't seen before.
And while he was doing that, Terra got a very clean fast stompless with no real problems, and he is almost at watching this cutscene, and then he's going to get Feather and move into what we consider the late game of the game.
Yeah, here we not only get Feather, but I think of this split as not the Feather split, but the Charge Dash split, because that's when we usually get Charge Dash, and that's when we go into Sorrow and start moving really fast.
Yeah, that is true. It's not Feather that really moves us from like from mid game to late game, but it's the Charge Dash that we get along with Feather.
Yeah. So Terra about to do his Sorrow Bash, meanwhile Muffin watching the cutscene, he's gonna attempt it soon as well.
Yeah. And as we saw on Muffin's screen, he was actually circling his health because he has 4 instead of the 5 he wants, so now he can't take an accidental damage boost and on Sorrow Bash or even in Sorrow, because those spikes do 5 health and he only has 4 right now.
Yeah, so I was wondering if he was gonna opt to save, but looks like he's not gonna do it, or maybe he is.
Okay,
oh yeah,
he did save
and grabs the energy anyway. Okay.
It's also safer because, as we saw earlier, he did have some problems with Sorrow Bash. So a save up here would speed it up.
Looks really good this time, it looks great. Yeah, Muffin,
Perfect.
let's go.
Yeah.
First try.
Again, due to his route, he didn't have to grab the extra cell that Terra did. And then Terra, just playing very cleanly, not much to say about it. He's at the charge jump tree.
Yeah, about to do the blind movement, or rather the SA movement, I suppose, is more accurate. On the way back through the spikes, there's a little high five going on between the runners now, as Muffin is going to get charge jump and Terra is coming out.
Yeah. And again, as you mentioned earlier, this blind movement is not easy. Very when these runners do it, they make it look like, oh yeah, it's simple, just dashing through the spikes. It's not, it's very precise. Any of these spikes would kill Terra.
Yeah, I'm impressed by Terra break every time when it's done well.
And Terra actually had to wait slightly for the laser cycle. Optimally, he could, beat that laser cycle, but I'm not sure if he was just slower on the movement or decided to take it safe, but he had to wait for an extra cycle that Muffin might not need to wait for. As we can see here, he just floats straight up.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a nice cycle by Muffin. This doesn't save much time, maybe 1 or 2 seconds, but still, again, this is a speedrun, everything adds up. 1 second here, 1 second there, and suddenly you're in the...
Especially when the race is that close. Like, yeah, there are a few seconds separating them, but it's not many seconds.
Alright, so now we're about to reach my favorite part of the run, Misty Woods, as Terra is going down Sorrow. We're gonna see some more cool movement. We weren't able to highlight as much of it because we were focused on Muffin's mistake and recovery with the ability cell, but this time I would look on the left side of the screen as Terra was about to exit. Sorrow was a little close to the spikes, but got it through anyway. Well done. And he's entering Misty now.
Reverse Sorrow Bash is a very interesting trick if you try to do it quickly.
Oh yeah. It looks very good. I don't even know how much time it says, but it sure looks amazing.
Probably not much, but then it's, it looks amazing, that's what matters. Meanwhile, Terra, so far having very clean movement.
Yeah, Terra has 2 energy here, so I wonder if he's gonna opt for a save, or he's gonna burn the energy
will, I
elsewhere.
think. Because like a death here in Misty could take him all the way back to Sunstone, and you definitely don't want the tap. So I expect Terra to take a save, especially since he did take some damage and has some trouble in the like final stretch of yeah, there it is.
Yeah, good decision by Terra. There isn't really many places where you can burn that energy, so might as well just use the save. This is one of the worst deaths you can have in this game, I think. Very, very painful.
It's just such a big gap between the Sunstone and Lime Tree. If he died there, he might have been basically probably getting Muffin the map, so a very good safety save, and then Muffin is at the Lime Tree. Another high five between them, as that's probably gonna happen now.
Yeah, this race is once again really close. Looks like Muffin is really catching up to Terra. There's a 13. Yeah. So they're all very close.
Oh, Terra!
Oh no, Terra!
He accidentally stomped into the died to him. Muffin
that's very painful.
Yeah. Alright, so basically Muffin did grab the lead here, not by much, but it caught him up to like good amount of seconds that he was already behind. Now, like Muffin has the momentum going forward because Terra is probably a little bit shaken up by that death.
Yeah, taking the death of Misty is always painful. These spikes do a lot of damage, 3 in fact. And having 4 HP means if you take any damage after taking damage to the spikes, you're immediately dead.
Yeah, and that is exactly what happened. Those frogs are not friendly anywhere. Basically, there's frogs in this game, they will give you a bad time, and as we saw from Terra, it was not fun, but enough of that. They're both doing some very cool rocket jumps to get over to the top to fight the mini-bosses, and they're both executing very cleanly after that small mistake that Terra had.
Yeah, looks like Terra wasn't at all shaken up by that death. He was very much ready to continue. But meanwhile, Muffin absolutely deletes that mini-boss.
And so does Terra. They did use different methods of killing the mini-boss, but at the end, they just vanish in both of them methods, and it doesn't really make a huge difference. It's basically frames.
Alright, so the state of the race right now is Muffin is in the lead in the late games. This is really what he always wanted, is to have a decent time, not be too far behind in the late game, because he really believes that his late game is really strong and he can keep a lead.
And as we saw last race, it is like he has some amazing movement throughout the end game, the final escape. But do remember, Muffin does go for some risky stuff. For example, the grenade jumps he goes for, and those could cost them if something bad happens.
Oh yeah, certainly. It will come down to really how nervous Muffin is and how much he can execute under pressure, because I know he's not watching the restream, so he does not know where Terra is, but I think he must be happy with his execution so far. He's been doing very, very well.
Yeah, like I can't think of any like major mistakes that Muffin had. This race has been very clean from him. He does take some damage, so he will have to... Usually you could go for a faster cycle here, but since he took damage, it slowed him down a little bit, and he just took it safer to not risk dying to the lasers, but that means Terra got up more time.
Yeah, and actually the cycles might be a little weird on the way out sometimes when you wait for the cycle, so hopefully that doesn't really bother Muffin in any way.
Also this could make the rocket jumps up through the lasers a little bit riskier. If Muffin decides to not go for them, Terra might be able to actually take the lead there. It will all depend on Muffin's confidence in that laser cycle that he's probably not too familiar with.
Right. I guess we're about to find out how much these grenade jump saves. Oh, beautiful by Muffin makes it. So we're gonna have on the left side of the screen movement without many grenade jumps, and then Muffin going for everything. Oh!
Yeah,
grenade jump
he
through the
didn't
laser.
decide to go for the rocket jumps. Meanwhile, Terra actually taking the lead because of it.
Yeah, grenade jumps are great when you make them, but sometimes they're also frame perfect tricks, so it's really surprising that Muffin can even make that many, but sometimes you're bound to miss, and this can give time to the opponent.
Right, so Terra teleporting about maybe 2-3 seconds ahead. That's a rough estimate. Don't take me for actual numbers, but anything could happen here. Terra has the chance of actually just winning the race if he keeps up a very clean pace and not make any mistakes from here on out. Muffin is going for the grenade jumps. Will they be enough to actually catch him up and save those few seconds that he's behind right now?
Lord King, do you think this might come down to door warp?
It definitely can be. There are 1 or 2 doorways between each other. Meanwhile, Muffin, he's going for a slightly safer but still insane grenade jump. Cool.
Wow. That is amazing, and that caught him right back up. We're completely synced almost.
They're basically synced
horror.
for the final escape. It will indeed come down to door warp, as you said.
Alright, so I believe the runners got it first or second try last run, so
Yes.
they both seem very, very confident. Let's see if they can do it again. Terra attempting on the left side of the screen.
Gets it first try.
Gets it
Muffin on
first
the
try,
right side.
Muffin.
Also gets it.
it
It's
too.
gonna be down to the execution, the final escape, as they say.
Okay, so we're loading up Warmth. Let's go. Muffin is going to do this escape with grenade jumps, which is technically faster than Terra. However, if he's to miss any of them, it can really, really hurt him.
And also remember, Muffin has 6 health while Terra has 5. Terra's swim will be way scarier. Muffin has a basically guaranteed swim as long as nothing bad happens. And another thing, there is also the final grenade jump. Muffin is very comfortable with those. Terra cannot afford to actually have a small hiccup in it.
A small hiccup by Terra there. He missed a little stomp, but that doesn't matter. He still remains in the lead. Muffin with the grenade jump misses the first one. Second one goes through.
Alright, there's another one that he does here. Oh, he misses it. Okay, he's
It's
still
alright,
alive.
great recovery. Terra with the swim.
He has to have a perfect swim here, and he is through. The only thing between him is not spawning curve. And he does it. Okay, the grenade jump, it's all up to that. If Terra gets a first try, maybe even second try, he will win.
And Terra's setting up. He's gonna aim up, all the way up. Then,
Oh, he
grenade
misses
jump misses the first one. Muffin is up there too. And
He missed
misses
it.
the
If Muffin
second.
gets it, he wins.
Muffin misses
misses
it as well. Terra makes it.
Terra does it.
Oh, Terra does it right before Muffin.
Alright, as long as he doesn't get the fake grenade jump, which is very, very rare, Terra did win the series. Let's see if... No, I think he got it.
I think they got it, yes.
Terra did just take over the win. He is the victorious of this best of 3 series.
What an amazing race we just witnessed, Lurking. This was absolutely crazy. From the very beginning we were synced and all the way to the end.
Holy crap. So I've seen many races synced up at door warp, but this is the first time where I see 2 people trying to grenade jump at the same time and they're just missing it.
Oh, Muffin, that was so close.
That was one of the most insane endings I've seen. I know we say that a lot throughout like races, but that was extremely insane. Terra finishing up with a 30-19, only about 10 seconds behind him is Muffin with a 30-29.
What is Muffin's PB? I think that was extremely close.
I am not sure the exact PB, but if it was not a PB, it was definitely a very close one to it.
But that's an
Yeah.
amazing time in a race.
He has a
It's 6
30-23,
seconds
so this
behind.
was 6 seconds behind his PB. If Muffin had gotten grenade jump, he would have actually PB'd there.
Wow, what a showcase from Muffin.
Yeah.
And Terra
Even-
also showing up to this race. Wow, I'm really impressed by these two.
Even though like Terra did go off with a 2-0 victory over Muffin, Muffin performed insanely well, especially in that second race. Like, I don't know how to describe that ending. They were both grenade jumping at the same time.
Yeah, even in the first race, the really thing that cost Muffin was the quick flame level up, which, I mean, yeah, that's just unfortunate circumstances which can happen because of nerves or small mistakes.
Alright, so meanwhile, we're gonna check if either of the runners would want to come in for an interview with us really quick, so just give us 1 second while we get in contact with them to see if they want to join us or if they even have the bracket to talk right now. Right. So I do know we will have Terra coming in with us, the victor of this series. And Muffin might join in a little bit, so for now we're gonna grab Terra and try to start talking to him. Hello, Terra. Can you hear us, or is there any...
Helps if I unmute myself. Hello.
Hi, Terra. GG.
Hello,
No,
GG
folks.
on that race.
Yo,
Dude, that
thank
was...
you.
I don't know, I believe you guys weren't watching the restreams, but that was one of the most insane endings or insane races I have seen. It was great, and you actually, you know, got the advantage. So GG, congratulations, and tell us how you're feeling about it.
I don't know, I wasn't watching the restream. I just dot done, then I saw Muffin dot done. Like 10 seconds later, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. You guys were synced at grenade jump. You were grenade jumping at the same time. It was absolutely amazing.
Oh, what? Oh man, I look forward to watching this back then.
So we now have Muffin with us. Muffin, unfortunately, you did not win the series, but it was still a great performance. Like, that was one of the most insane races I've watched. I really hope you go back and see how close that race was. So overall,
Oh yeah. Oh no. I definitely want to watch it. I wanted to lose anyway, so I'm perfectly happy, man.
I'm glad you're not feeling too bad about it. But GG. So how do you feel overall?
I was really upset with the first one, man. That was, oh god, I'm still really.
It was still a great performance. Aside from the one mistake, you were both like honestly like almost on pace, like head to head in both runs. So I guess to ask a question, Terra, let's start with the basics. how did you feel like when you were running? Did you feel like you had any mistakes? Were you feeling confident about winning since you weren't watching the restream, or were you like worried about Muffin actually pulling out like insane times?
The first race was absolutely awful at the start. I think I got to Ginso like 13 minutes or just below that or something stupid. It was really bad. I like watched the Gumo rocks falling cutscene and everything, but I got the baguette jump, so I made up for it. But yeah, I was like really nervous in the first match, but the second game I calmed down a bit. And I was actually nearly on PB pace at Feather. I was only like 10 seconds behind PB, but I had a little spaghetti and I had that death in Misty.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Terra. In the first match, when approaching Sea Flame, you did this interesting little dash to where the spider side cutscene is. Was that unintentional, or what happened there? Where we usually skip the cutscene?
Oh no, I just saved by mistake next to the energy cell. I have no idea why I saved, so I just... it wasn't anything fancy.
We were trying to like figure out what happened. Like, did he find an escape? Like,
looking in the mind of Terra. It was a mistake. Nice.
And I guess, Terra, one more question towards you is: in the second race, you did have the Misty Death. How did that make you feel? Like, did it kind of put you down and you started like thinking you're lost, or did it like motivate you? Like, all right, I need to go fast now, and then you had to clean up with a fast late game, and you did exactly that.
Yeah, I just had to go as fast as I could. I hate that stupid frog, dude. I didn't know if he died or not, so I'm just like, okay, I'll just stomp down here and see if he's there. And there he is, waiting for me.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, I've died to that one so many times.
Oh, what a guy.
What a hero. Giving me a chance. My poetry was not up to par today.
We were actually rooting for the 32s. You were really close to 32-32 on that first race. We were like, come on. Faster, please.
So I guess a question towards Muffin. Now that you're out of the tournament, what are your plans for Ori? Are you going to keep pushing for that 29, or do you think you're going to sit out? And another question is, are you joining the coming up tournament right after this one?
No, I don't have any intention of doing all cells, no restrictions. Also, it's GDQ's submission week and a half, so I have to I have a lot of stuff I have to do over the next 9 days. So that's going to be the brunt of my energy. Now that I have a working keyboard again and I can stomp cancel without concern, I definitely will be picking up all cells, no out of bounds and teleport anywhere again, because you get grenade jumps and you get to grenade jump everywhere.
Oh, so now I find out the real reason why Muffin is going to run also. Okay. Yeah, Terra, what about you? Your next opponent looks like is going to be... is it Cheese?
Cheese or Wilson.
Cheese or Wilson.
So Cheese Lover then.
Yeah, Cheese Lover. How are you going to prepare against Cheese Lover?
I'll need to work on planning scheduling. He's in a weird time zone, so we'll get something scheduled for that.
Do you have anything you want to practice specifically after this race, or is it just going to be general stuff?
I don't know. I told Roost I'd play Zooter with him, like Zelda Time Randomizer, and now I have to keep playing Ori. He's gonna kill me.
You also promised me an FF10 race, I still remember that.
Oh, yes, I did.
Right.
Okay, we can, that sounds good, we can do it.
So, Avis, do you have any questions? Should we wrap up this final game?
No, I don't have anything. I think that's all.
Alright, so I guess for today we are done with Ori. Our next matchup will be tomorrow, Tuesday at 3 PM Eastern between Spark and Elo Jiminy. It will be the two out of the 3 matches of the best of 3 series. If that doesn't conclude, they will play the next day at the same time for their 3rd game. But for now, we are done. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Later.